My dear brothers and sisters, many of us ask Allah for blessings. We ask Him for success, peace, happiness, marriage, wealth, stability, and relief. But what we often forget is this powerful reality: before Allah gives you something big, He prepares you for it. And that preparation often comes in the form of tests. Sometimes life becomes heavy, doors close, people change, plans fail, tears fall in the middle of the night when no one sees you but Allah. And you wonder, why me? What did I do wrong? But listen carefully, not every hardship is a punishment. Some hardships are a sign that Allah is paying special attention to you. Allah tests those He loves. He tests those He wants to elevate. He tests those He wants to strengthen. If Allah were to give you the blessing without preparing your heart, that blessing might destroy you instead of building you. Think about it. Before strength comes resistance. Before gold shines, it is placed in fire. Before ease, there is hardship. Allah does not rush. He knows exactly when you are ready. Sometimes Allah delays what you want because He wants to correct something inside you first. Your patience, your sincerity, your reliance on Him. You may think you are being pushed back, but in reality, Allah is positioning you for something far greater. When you are tested, ask yourself, am I still praying? Am I still trusting Allah? Am I still grateful? Am I still honest and kind? Because hardship reveals who we truly are. When everything is easy, everyone says Alhamdulillah. But when life shakes you, only sincerity remains standing. My dear brothers and sisters, some of your tests came to remove toxic people from your life. Some tests came to break your ego. Some came to bring you back to your prayer mat. Some came because Allah wanted to hear your voice calling Him again. You see, comfort often makes us forget Allah, but pain brings us back to Him with humility and tears. And those tears, when they are sincere, are never wasted. Allah sees what you are going through. He sees the nights you cry silently. He sees the strength it takes to smile when your heart is tired. He sees you holding on when you feel like giving up. And every single moment of patience is being recorded. Do not underestimate what hardship is doing for you. It is softening your heart. It is cleansing your sins. It is raising your rank. And most importantly, it is bringing you closer to Allah. And remember this beautiful promise: with hardship comes ease. Not maybe, not sometimes, always. The ease may not come in the way you expect, but it will come in the way you need. Allah never breaks His promise. So if life feels heavy right now, don't lose hope. If things are not making sense, don't give up. If you are being tested again and again, smile and say, Ya Allah, I trust You. I know You are preparing me for something better. Because when Allah finally opens the door, when the blessing finally arrives, you will look back and say, my dear brothers and sisters, one of the greatest misunderstandings we carry in our hearts is the belief that every difficulty we face is a punishment from Allah. The moment something goes wrong, the moment life becomes uncomfortable, we immediately begin to accuse ourselves, or we begin to feel abandoned. We say, what did I do wrong? Or why is Allah angry with me? But this way of thinking can slowly destroy hope. And Islam is not a religion that removes hope. It is a religion that fills the heart with hope, even in the darkest moments. Understand this clearly: when Allah tests you, it does not automatically mean He is displeased with you. Sometimes it means the opposite. It means Allah is paying attention to you. It means Allah wants something better for you, something higher, something purer. If Allah wanted to punish you, He could allow you to continue in comfort while drifting further away from Him. He could give you ease while your heart becomes hard, your prayer becomes empty, and your reliance on Him slowly disappears. But Allah is too merciful to let His believing servant walk toward destruction without intervention. There are people in this world who enjoy wealth, comfort, and ease, yet they do not remember Allah at all. They laugh, they enjoy, they succeed outwardly, but inside there is no connection with their Creator. That is not necessarily a sign of Allah's pleasure. Sometimes it is a form of being left alone. But when Allah loves a servant, He draws them closer. And often the way He draws them closer is through a test that wakes the heart up. A test makes you pause. It makes you reflect. It forces you to look upward when every other direction fails. You raise your hands and call upon Allah with sincerity that comfort never taught you. You speak to Him with honesty, tears, and humility. That moment when your heart breaks and turns fully to Allah is not a moment of punishment. It is a moment of connection. It is a moment Allah values greatly. Think about how faith grows. It does not grow when everything is perfect. It grows when you are struggling but still choosing to trust Allah. When you are hurting but still praying. When you are confused but still saying, Ya Allah, I don't understand, but I know you do. This level of faith cannot be achieved without testing. Just like muscles grow through resistance, the heart grows through trials. Allah knows exactly how much you can handle. He knows your limits better than you know yourself. Every test is measured, precise, and purposeful. If it were meant to break you, it would have already done so. The fact that you are still standing, still believing, still turning to Allah is proof that this test is shaping you, not destroying you. When you begin to see hardship as a sign of divine attention, your perspective changes. You stop asking, why me? And you start asking, what is Allah teaching me? You stop feeling abandoned and you start feeling guided. Even in pain, there is comfort in knowing that Allah is involved in your life, that He has not forgotten you, that He is actively working on your heart. So when life becomes heavy, remind yourself, Allah sees me. Allah knows me. Allah is closer to me than ever. This test is not a sign that I am rejected. It may be a sign that Allah wants to raise me, cleanse me, and prepare me for something being far better than I can imagine. And with that understanding, patience becomes easier, hope becomes stronger, and faith becomes deeper. My dear brothers and sisters, before Allah changes your circumstances, He often changes you. We are usually focused on the outcome. We want the door to open, the problem to disappear, the blessing to arrive. But Allah in His infinite wisdom looks deeper than our situation. He looks at the heart that will receive that blessing. Because if the heart is not ready, even the greatest gift can become a burden or a means of destruction. Allah knows that not every heart can carry every blessing. Some blessings require patience, some require humility, some require gratitude, and some require responsibility. If Allah were to give you what you are asking for right now, with the heart you have right now, it might pull you away from Him instead of bringing you closer. So out of mercy, Allah pauses the gift and begins to prepare the heart. This preparation is rarely comfortable. It often comes through moments that humble you, situations that weaken your ego, and experiences that remind you how dependent you truly are on Allah. When things go wrong and you realize you have no control, your heart slowly learns reliance. You stop trusting your own strength, your own plans, your own intelligence, and you begin to place your trust where it truly belongs, with Allah alone. Many times Allah removes things from your life not to punish you, but to make space within your heart. He removes distractions so you can focus. He removes false support so you can lean on Him. He removes people or opportunities so you can realize that nothing and no one truly benefits or harms except by His permission. This process can be painful, but it is necessary. A heart filled with attachment to the dunya has no room for the light of contentment and peace. As your heart is being prepared, Allah teaches you patience. Not the kind of patience where you sit quietly while complaining inside, but patience where you accept Allah's decree with trust. You learn to say, Ya Allah, I don't like this, but I trust you. This kind of patience cleans the heart. It removes bitterness and replaces it with calm acceptance. And that calm becomes a foundation for future blessings. Allah also teaches gratitude during hardship. When things are taken away, you suddenly realize the value of what remains. You become thankful for faith, for health, for the ability to pray, for the chance to make dua. Gratitude during difficulty is a powerful sign of a mature heart, and a heart that is grateful in hardship will be even more grateful in ease. Through tests, Allah softens the heart. Arrogance melts, pride fades. You become more compassionate toward others because you understand pain. You become more forgiving because you know what it feels like to be weak. This softness is a gift. A hard heart may succeed outwardly, but it struggles to find peace. A softened heart, even in difficulty, carries tranquility within it. By the time the blessing finally arrives, you are no longer the same person who first asked for it. You are stronger in faith, calmer in spirit, and more connected to Allah. The blessing no longer controls you. You control how you use it. You recognize it as a trust, not an entitlement. And because your heart has been prepared, the blessing brings you closer to Allah instead of pulling you away. So if Allah is delaying what you are asking for, do not assume rejection. Perhaps Allah is working on something far more important first, your heart. And when the heart is ready, the blessing will arrive at exactly the right moment, in exactly the right way. My dear brothers and sisters, one of the hidden wisdoms behind trials is that they reveal reality. When life is comfortable, it is easy to claim sincerity. It is easy to speak about faith, patience, and trust when nothing is being demanded from you. But when hardship arrives, when pressure builds, when the heart is squeezed by difficulty, that is when truth begins to surface. Hardship has a way of separating what is genuine from what is merely spoken. In times of ease, many people appear strong in faith. Words flow easily, promises are made confidently, and commitment feels light. But sincerity is not proven by words alone. It is proven by consistency when things become heavy. When a person is tested, the heart is exposed. Some turn closer to Allah while others slowly drift away. This difference is not accidental. It shows what was truly planted inside the heart all along. Allah allows tests to distinguish between those who worship Him for convenience and those who worship Him with conviction. When worship is tied only to ease, it is fragile. The moment life becomes uncomfortable, that worship weakens. But when worship is rooted in sincerity, hardship strengthens it instead of breaking it. A sincere heart continues to pray even when answers are delayed. It continues to trust even when the path is unclear. It continues to hope even when circumstances say otherwise. Hardship also exposes intentions. Sometimes we do good deeds, make sacrifices, or appear patient, but deep inside we are seeking recognition, comfort, or personal gain. When a test removes those benefits, intention is purified. You are left with a simple question: will you still do good when no one notices? Will you still obey Allah when it costs you something? Will you still remain honest when it would be easier to compromise? This is why trials feel heavy. They challenge the ego. They strip away the image we try to present to others and confront us with who we really are. And while this process can be uncomfortable, it is extremely valuable. Because once sincerity is purified, actions become lighter, faith becomes deeper, and the heart becomes more peaceful. You are no longer performing for the world, you are living for Allah. Tests also reveal people around you. In times of ease, many stand beside you. But when difficulty comes, numbers decrease. Support becomes quieter. And although this can hurt, it is a form of clarity. Allah shows you who is truly there for His sake and who was only present for benefit or convenience. This clarity protects you in the long run and helps you build relationships based on truth rather than illusion. When sincerity remains during hardship, Allah strengthens it. Every act of patience, every silent dua, every tear shed only for Allah increases your rank. The struggle itself becomes worship. Even resisting despair becomes an act beloved to Allah. And when the heart chooses Allah despite pain, that choice is incredibly powerful in His sight. On the other hand, hardship also exposes weaknesses, not to humiliate you, but to help you grow. It shows you where your reliance was misplaced, where your faith was fragile, and where your trust needed strengthening. This awareness is not a failure, it is guidance. Once you recognize your weaknesses, you can turn back to Allah with humility and honesty. So when you are tested, do not rush to despair. Pause and reflect. Ask yourself what this difficulty is revealing about your heart. If it is bringing you closer to Allah, then know that sincerity is being refined. And once sincerity is purified, Allah opens doors that remain closed to those who only believed when life was easy. My dear brothers and sisters, one of the most painful experiences for the human heart is delay. You make dua again and again. You wait, you hope, you plan, and nothing seems to change. Over time, shaitan begins to whisper, telling you that Allah is not listening, that your prayers are being ignored, that your effort is wasted. But this is where faith must stand firm, because delay in the plan of Allah is never the same as denial. Allah hears every dua the moment it leaves your lips. Not a single word is lost. Not a single tear falls without being seen. But Allah, in His perfect knowledge, responds in the way and at the time that is best for you, not according to your urgency, but according to His wisdom. What you see as a delay may actually be protection. What you feel as waiting may actually be preparation. Sometimes you are asking for something good, but the timing is wrong. If Allah were to give it to you too early, it could harm your faith, your character, or your future. So Allah waits, not because He is distant, but because He is careful with you. A loving parent does not give a child everything the moment they ask. They wait until the child is ready. Allah's care is far greater than that. Delay teaches patience in a way nothing else can. It teaches you to remain connected to Allah even when you do not see results. It trains your heart to worship Allah not just for what you want, but for who He is. This level of patience strengthens faith and removes entitlement. You learn that Allah owes you nothing, yet He gives you everything you need. During delay, Allah also reshapes your priorities. What you once thought was essential may slowly lose its grip on your heart. You begin to realize that peace, faith, and closeness to Allah matter more than the thing you were chasing. This shift is a blessing in itself, because once the heart is no longer desperate, it becomes content. And contentment is a form of richness that no delay can take away. Many times, Allah is aligning multiple factors before answering your dua. He is working on you, on others, and on circumstances you cannot see. He is closing certain doors to guide you toward a better one. If Allah were to reveal the full picture, you would choose His timing over your own. But faith means trusting Him even when you cannot see the outcome. Delay also increases reward. The longer you wait while remaining patient, the greater the reward recorded for you. Every moment of restraint, every time you resist complaint, every time you choose hope over despair, your status rises. The waiting itself becomes an act of worship. When the answer finally comes, it often arrives in a way that makes the delay make sense. You look back and realize that had it come earlier, you would not have been ready. Your heart would not have been strong enough. Your faith would not have been deep enough. And you would say with certainty, Alhamdulillah, Allah knew better. So do not let delay break you. Let it build you. Continue to make dua. Continue to trust. Continue to believe that Allah's timing is perfect. Because when Allah delays, He is not rejecting you. He is guiding you, protecting you, and preparing you for something better than you ever imagined. My dear brothers and sisters, pain is something every human being tries to avoid. We naturally run from it, fear it, and question it. Yet in the wisdom of Allah, pain is not always meant to destroy us. Very often, it is meant to refine us. It is meant to lift us to levels we could never reach through comfort alone. Many of the greatest transformations of the heart are born from moments of deep struggle. When a person experiences pain with patience, Allah uses that pain as a means of elevation. Every tear that falls with faith, every sigh that carries trust, and every moment of restraint from anger or despair raises a person in rank. What seems like loss in this world can become gain in the hereafter. Pain, when carried with Iman, becomes a ladder that lifts the believer closer to Allah. Pain also has a unique ability to soften the heart. Comfort can make the heart rigid, proud, and unaware of other struggles. But pain humbles. It removes arrogance and replaces it with empathy. A person who has tasted hardship becomes more understanding, more gentle, and more compassionate toward others. This softness is precious. A soft heart is receptive to guidance, quick to repent, and open to mercy. Through pain, Allah cleanses sins. Many burdens we carry are not just emotional or physical, they are spiritual. Pain becomes a means through which Allah wipes away mistakes, erases wrongdoings, and purifies the soul. What a mercy it is that Allah does not always wait until the day of judgment to cleanse us. Instead, He purifies His servants in this world so they may meet Him lighter and freer. Pain also breaks unhealthy attachments. Sometimes we become too attached to people, plans, or outcomes, forgetting that everything in this world is temporary. When pain separates us from what we were clinging to, it reminds us where true permanence lies. The heart slowly learns to attach itself to Allah rather than to what can disappear. And once that connection is formed, nothing in this world can truly shake it. There is also a hidden strength that pain develops. When you survive something you thought would break you, you emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient. You realize that with Allah, you can endure more than you ever imagined. This strength is not arrogance. It is quiet confidence rooted in trust. You no longer panic at every difficulty because you know who carried you through the last one. Pain pushes a person towards sincere dua. In moments of deep struggle, words become honest. There is no performance, no pretense, only a heart speaking directly to its Lord. These moments of raw connection are among the most beloved to Allah. They are moments where faith is real, personal, and alive. And while pain may feel endless in the moment, it is always temporary. Allah never allows pain without purpose, and He never leaves His servant alone within it. Even when relief is delayed, peace can still enter the heart through acceptance and trust. So if you are in pain, do not see it as meaningless suffering. See it as a process. a process of purification, elevation, and transformation. Know that Allah is using this pain to soften your heart, raise your rank, and prepare you for a level of closeness to Him that comfort could never achieve. My dear brothers and sisters, it is often assumed that comfort brings us closer to Allah, but in reality, it is usually hardship that does so. When life is smooth, when everything is available, and when doors are open, the heart easily becomes distracted. We rely on our own strength, our own plans, and the people around us. Without realizing it, Allah slowly moves to the background of our lives. But when hardship arrives, all illusions of control fall apart, and the heart is forced to turn back to its Creator. Hardship strips away false security. It reminds you that no matter how capable you think you are ultimately dependent on Allah. When resources fail, when people disappoint, and when plans collapse, you are left with a powerful realization. Only Allah remains constant. This realization is not meant to frighten you, it is meant to ground you. It anchors the heart where it belongs. During difficulty, prayer becomes different. It is no longer rushed or routine. It becomes a lifeline. You speak to Allah with urgency, sincerity, and humility. You feel your need for Him in every breath. This level of connection rarely develops in times of ease. Hardship removes pride from dua and replaces it with honesty. And Allah loves a servant who calls upon Him with a broken heart and complete reliance. Hardship also increases awareness of Allah's presence. When you are tested, you begin to notice small blessings you once ignored. You recognize moments of relief, unexpected support, and inner calm as signs of Allah's care. Your heart becomes more attentive, more awake. You start seeing Allah's hand in everything, even in the struggle itself. Comfort often weakens gratitude. When blessings are constant, they feel ordinary. But hardship revives appreciation. A single moment of ease feels like a gift. A simple solution feels like mercy. This renewed gratitude deepens faith and brings peace. A grateful heart, even in hardship, is closer to Allah than a distracted heart in comfort. Hardship also teaches surrender. There are moments when no action seems to help, when no solution is visible. In those moments, the heart learns to say, Ya Allah, I leave this entirely in your hands. This surrender is not weakness, it is strength. It is recognizing that Allah is in control and that His plan is better than your own through hardship. A believer's relationship with Allah becomes personal. It is no longer inherited or habitual. It becomes lived and experienced. Faith stops being something you talk about and becomes something you rely on. This transformation is priceless. Once you have tasted closeness to Allah through hardship, comfort never pulls you away in the same way again. Even when hardship passes, its impact remains. You carry a deeper trust, a calmer heart, and a stronger connection with Allah. You remember how He carried you when you felt weak. That memory becomes a source of strength for future challenges. So if hardship has pushed you toward Allah, then it has already fulfilled a noble purpose. Do not resent it, do not waste it. Let it transform you. Because closeness to Allah is the greatest gift a believer can receive, and sometimes hardship is the door through which that gift enters. My dear brothers and sisters, no test comes into your life empty-handed. Every difficulty that Allah allows to touch you carries within it a hidden gift, a lesson, and a form of mercy, even if it is wrapped in pain. At first glance, a trial looks like loss, disappointment, or failure. But with reflection and faith, you begin to see that Allah never tests without purpose. He gives nothing randomly, and He takes nothing without wisdom. Often, the gift of a test. You realize the value of what remains. You become thankful for health, faith, prayer, and simple moments of peace. This gratitude changes your outlook on life. You stop chasing constant satisfaction and begin appreciating what Allah has already given you. A grateful heart is a content heart, and contentment is a great form of wealth. There are also tests that come to strengthen trust in Allah. When you exhaust every option and still find no solution, the heart finally lets go of control. You stop relying on yourself and fully rely on Allah. This level of trust is powerful. Once it is learned, it stays with you. You face future difficulties with calmer faith, knowing that Allah will handle what you cannot. Some lessons are not meant just for you, but for those around you. Your patience may inspire someone else. Your resilience may give hope to someone silently struggling. Your experience may one day guide another soul through darkness. In this way, your test becomes a means of benefit beyond yourself. And sometimes the lesson is simply this: Allah is enough. Not the outcome, not the solution, not the change, but Allah Himself. When a test teaches you to be at peace with Allah's decree, even before relief arrives, you have gained something priceless. So when you are tested, remind yourself that there is something to learn, something to gain, something to take with you forward. Ask Allah to grant you understanding before relief. Because once the lesson is absorbed, the test no longer needs to remain. And Allah, in His mercy, replaces hardship with ease, leaving you stronger, wiser, and closer to Him than before. My dear brothers and sisters, when Allah speaks about hardship, He never leaves the believer without hope. One of the most powerful promises given to the heart of the faithful is that ease always follows difficulty. This is not a motivational phrase or a comforting idea created by people. It is a divine promise. And Allah never breaks His promise. Even when relief feels distant and the struggle feels endless, ease is already on its way, written and prepared, moving toward you in a way you may not yet recognize. When hardship enters your life, it often feels permanent. The mind begins to believe that this pain will last forever. But nothing in this world is designed to stay the same. Just as night gives way to dawn, difficulty is followed by relief. The problem is not that ease does not come. The problem is that we expect it to arrive immediately and in a specific form. Allah's ease often comes differently than we imagine. Sometimes quietly, sometimes gradually, and sometimes in a way that changes us before it changes our situation. Ease does not always mean the problem disappears. Sometimes ease comes as strength in the heart, clarity in the mind, or peace in the soul. You may still be facing the same circumstances, but you no longer feel crushed by them. This inner calm is one of the greatest forms of relief Allah grants. It allows you to carry the weight of hardship without it breaking you. Allah sends ease in stages, a small relief, a brief moment of happiness, an unexpected opportunity, a kind word, or a sudden sense of hope. These are all forms of ease. When you begin to notice them, you realize that Allah has not abandoned you even for a moment. He is supporting you step by step, even while the larger trial continues. Sometimes the ease comes after the lesson is learned. Once patience is developed, once trust is strengthened, once the heart is aligned with Allah's will, the hardship no longer serves its purpose. And when its purpose is fulfilled, Allah removes it. The delay was never cruelty, it was precision. Allah was perfecting the process. There are also times when the full ease is not given in this world. Instead, Allah stores it for the hereafter, where it will be eternal and complete. A believer understands this and finds comfort in it. Knowing that every struggle is temporary and every sacrifice is rewarded gives the heart strength to continue. Hope is essential during hardship. Without hope, patience becomes heavy. But when hope is rooted in Allah's promise, patience becomes bearable. You may not know when relief will come, but you know it will come, and that certainty is powerful. So hold on to hope. Continue to make dua. Continue to trust Allah even when the path is unclear. Remind yourself that every hardship has an expiry date, and ease is closer than you think. When relief finally arrives, you will realize that Allah was guiding you through every step, never leaving you alone, and always preparing something better than what you lost. My dear brothers and sisters, as we reflect on everything we have discussed today, the message is clear. Hardship is not a sign of Allah's anger, but a sign of His care, His wisdom, and His love. Every trial, every delay, every tear, and every moment of pain is part of a divine process designed to prepare you for something far greater than you can imagine. Allah tests those He loves, not to punish them, but to refine their hearts, strengthen their faith, and elevate their rank. Remember that tests are meant to reveal sincerity, purify the soul, and remove attachments that distract you from Allah. They are meant to bring you closer to Him, teach patience, instill gratitude, and awaken trust in His perfect plan. The difficulties you face today are not wasted. They are shaping you, softening your heart, and preparing you to receive blessings that are far greater than what you can see right now. And never forget Allah's promise. With every hardship comes ease. This is a divine truth. No matter how heavy the burden, how long the delay, or how unclear the path may seem, relief is already on its way. Trust in Allah's timing. Remain patient, stay steadfast in prayer, and hold on to hope. Your heart will emerge stronger. Your faith will deepen. And when the blessings finally arrive, you will look back and understand why every trial was necessary. So take courage, dear brothers and sisters. Embrace the test that life places before you, knowing they are tools of growth, mercy, and preparation. Let your heart remain connected to Allah. Let your trust in Him be unwavering, and let your patience be a testament to your faith. Because when Allah finally blesses you, it will be bigger, better, and more meaningful than you ever imagined. Ameen.